Hello students, in the last class we have seen the AC load line analysis and the maximum symmetrical swing concepts. In this class we are going to start with the CC amplifier, which is also called as emitter follower, because we are going to take the output across the emitter terminal. This is the modified version of the CC amplifier, which is called as emitter follower. Here the base terminal is the input terminal, output terminal is the emitter, and the common terminal is the collector terminal. Because in the AC analysis we are going to ground all the DC sources to the 0, that's why this VCC is going to be grounded. Therefore we can say the collector terminal is grounded. Therefore we can say it is a common collector configuration. And I am assuming that we are working in medium frequency range. In the medium frequency range, all the capacitors can be replaced with the short circuit. Therefore, this CC capacitance has been short circuited like this, and all the DC sources has to be grounded. And next, we are going to get the small signal equivalent circuit of the CC amplifier. First, we have to start with the common terminal. Okay, so I am going to start with the ground line here, and the emitter terminal has been marked here, and input is the base terminal. Okay, and output side I have mentioned the collector terminal. Now I am going to replace the transistor with its small signal equivalent circuit, which is containing R pi resistor from the base to emitter and beta IB dependent current source from the collector terminal to emitter terminal. And in parallel with this beta IB current source, we have a output resistance, small signal output resistance, small R naught. So this is the small signal equivalent circuit of the transistor section alone. Now we are going to draw the remaining parameters, and BS and RS has been mentioned here from the ground terminal to the base terminal, and there are two resistances R1 and R2. Okay, they are starting from the base terminal and ending at grounds. Therefore, they are in parallel combination, which has the equivalent resistance of R1 parallel R2, and voltage across this R1 parallel R2 resistance is nothing but the input voltage of our amplifier, which is equal to VIN. Okay, at the emitter terminal we have a resistance from the emitter terminal to ground. Okay, so that is RE resistance, which was mentioned in the equivalent circuit, and also we are going to take the voltage across the emitter to ground. Okay, that is nothing but the V0. This is the small signal equivalent circuit of our CC amplifier or emitter follower. In this equivalent circuit, the collector terminal has been grounded, and in the same equivalent circuit we have one more ground. Okay, we can combine these two grounds and then we can rearrange the equivalent circuit like this. Okay, so when we rearrange this equivalent circuit, so we can mark like input is base, output is emitter like this, and the common terminal is the collector terminal, which was grounded. And now input side circuit is same, and the transistor equivalent circuit has been replaced, like from the base terminal to emitter terminal we have R pi resistance, and from the collector terminal to the emitter terminal we have beta IB. Therefore the direction of this dependent current source beta IB was mentioned from the C terminal to E, and also it is going upward. Okay, and the small signal output resistance small R naught, which was connected between the emitter terminal to the collector terminal, and the emitter resistance was connected between emitter terminal to ground. Okay, this is the modified version of this CC amplifier small signal equivalent circuit. In this one, Ri is the total input resistance of our circuit, okay, including this biasing resistors R1 parallel R2, and Rib is the input resistance of our amplifier circuit alone by excluding the biasing resistors R1 and R2, and the output resistance was mentioned as R0, which is the resistance looking into the amplifier section. Here we are going to apply KCL at this node A. Okay, here the outgoing currents is equal to incoming currents. Okay, so outgoing current is I0 here, and incoming currents are IB current through R pi, and beta IB is a dependent current source. Therefore, we can write I0 is equal to actual equation I0 outgoing current is equal to incoming current IB plus beta times of IB. If you common IB from this equation, we can get 1 plus beta into IB, that is the I naught current equation. Therefore, the output voltage is the voltage across the parallel combination of RE and R naught resistances. Therefore, we can write the current into the resistances as a voltage. Therefore, the resistances are R naught parallel RE and the current flowing in these two resistances are equal to I naught. Okay, the total current entering into this node is I naught current. Okay, so that is the current flowing into the output side. Therefore, I naught can be replaced with 1 plus beta times of IB. Okay, so actual V naught equation is what? V naught is equal to I naught current into R naught parallel RE, and now I naught can be replaced with 1 plus beta into IB, and we are writing KVL equation around the base to emitter loop, which is the emitter side, and then we can get the VI in, which is the voltage across this R1 parallel R2, that is equal to the voltage drop in this loop. Now we can write the KVL in this loop like VI in is equal to IB into R pi plus I naught into R naught parallel RE. Like this we can write, and we know that I naught is equal to what? IB into R pi plus I naught is equal to IB into 1 plus beta times of R naught parallel RE. Okay, from this we can common the IB from the both terms. Therefore, IB into R pi plus 1 plus beta into R naught parallel RE. Okay, that is the input voltage equation. Therefore, which was written here. Okay, VIN is equal to IB into R pi plus 1 plus beta into R naught parallel RE. That is the input side KVL equation. Here is the input resistance of only amplifier section alone. That is the ratio of input voltage to the input current. Here the input voltage is VI in, okay, across the input side, VI in divided by IB. Okay, in the above equation we have VI in the left hand side and IB on the right hand side. Therefore, we can take IB to left side, then we can get the RIB, input resistance of the amplifier, that is equal to R pi plus 1 plus beta into R naught parallel RE. If you apply the KVL in this loop, we can write the VIN equation. VIN is the voltage across the total input resistance RI. Okay, here at the input side we have a resistance RI, that is a combination of what? We can write RI is equal to what? RI is equal to the parallel combination of RIB in parallel with R1 parallel R2. Okay, it is the parallel combination of R1 parallel R2 into RIB. RI is the total input resistance of our amplifier, including the biasing resistance R1 parallel R2. Okay, so actually this RI is equal to the parallel combination, right? R1 parallel R2, and also we have an input resistance RIB at the input side. That RIB is in parallel with R1 parallel R2. Okay, that will becomes RI. By using voltage division rule, we can write the voltage across the RI resistance as applied voltage Vs into across the resistance Ri divided by the total resistance Ri plus Rs, and where Ri is nothing but R1 parallel, R2 parallel, RIB. Now we can get the voltage gain equation, which is the ratio of output voltage to the input voltage. Okay, here output voltage equation which we have derived already, IB into 1 plus beta into R0 parallel RE divided by the input voltage Vs. So what is Vs here? Vs is equal to, from this equation we can write Vs is equal to what? Okay, Vi in divided by Ri divided by Ri plus Rs. That is what the Vi equation. Now we can write the voltage gain equation. AV is equal to V0 divided by Vs. So here V0 equation is equal to IB into 1 plus beta into R0 parallel Re. Okay, so V0 by Vs is equal to IB into 1 plus beta into R0 parallel Re divided by Vs. Okay, from this equation we can write Vs is equal to Vi in into, if this term Ri divided by Ri plus Rs, if you go to the left hand side, it will become Ri plus Rs divided by Ri. Okay, so which was mentioned here. Now we are going to substitute the IB current equation. So from here we can write IB is equal to Vi in divided by this entire term. Okay, so Vi in divided by R pi plus 1 plus beta into R naught parallel Re. Now we can cancel the Vi in and Vi in from the numerator and denominator sections. Therefore, the AV voltage gain equation will be equal to 1 plus beta into R naught parallel Re divided by R pi plus 1 plus beta into R naught parallel Re into Ri by Ri plus Rs. That is the exact voltage gain equation of the CC amplifier. In this equation, I am going to assume the value of R pi is very small. Okay, hence it was neglected from this equation. Okay, because this 1 plus beta into R naught parallel Re is very much greater than R pi. Okay, therefore we can cancel the numerator and denominator because the same terms. And here also the Rs source resistance is very much smaller than the input resistances Ra. Therefore Rs is getting cancelled, Ri and Ri will get cancelled. Okay, therefore the voltage gain is approximately equal to 1. Now the input resistance of this amplifier, we have already calculated the input resistance Rib, that is equal to R pi plus 1 plus beta into R naught parallel Re, so which was already derived. And now we are going to get the output resistance. Okay, output resistance can be calculated by taking the input signal source is equal to 0. Here Vs is equal to 0. Okay, so assuming the input signal source Vs is equal to 0, therefore Rs is also equal to 0 because it is assuming like a ideal source. A test voltage Vx is applied at the output terminal in order to get the output resistance. Due to the application of Vx, we are going to get the Ix current at the output side. Therefore, the output resistance R naught is the ratio of output voltage to output current Vx divided by Ix. The control voltage V pi is a negative voltage because in previous we are getting the voltage from this side. Now we are getting voltage from the output side to the input. That's why V pi will becomes minus Vx. Okay. Therefore, when we apply the KCL at this node, okay, when we apply the KCL at this node, the incoming currents is equal to outgoing currents. Incoming currents are in this node, the incoming currents are, one is the Ix current, another one is the GM V pi current, and the outgoing currents are, one is the current flowing in Re resistance, another one is through R naught resistance, another one is a V pi resistance. Okay, therefore Ix plus GM V pi is equal to Vx by Re plus Vx by R naught plus Vx by R pi. Okay, so here we can substitute the V pi is nothing but minus Vx. Here in this GM V pi term, instead of V pi we can substitute minus Vx. Therefore we can take this minus GM Vx to right hand side and then common the Vx term. Okay, so I am taking this minus GM Vx to the right hand side and then I have taken the Vx as common. Thereafter the Vx was taken to the left hand side. Ix divided by Vx is the ratio, which is the reverse ratio of the output resistance 1 by R naught. Okay, therefore at the right hand side we have GM plus 1 by Re plus 1 by R naught plus 1 by R pi. That is the output conductance equation. Now we are going to get the output resistance, which is a reciprocal of that one. Therefore, which will be equal to 1 by GM is in parallel with Re, in parallel with R naught, in parallel with R. That is the output resistance equation. Okay. Therefore, the output resistance may also written in slightly different format. Like we can rearrange the above equation like GM and 1 by R pi plus 1 by Re plus 1 by R naught. I'm going to take the LCM. LCM is the R pi. Okay. GM into R pi plus 1 divided by R pi. Okay, that is what we get. So here we know that GM into R pi is nothing but beta. Therefore 1 plus beta by R pi is the resultant of this one. Therefore 1 plus beta by R pi plus 1 by Re plus 1 by R naught. Okay, and the R naught value will be equal to R pi by 1 plus beta in parallel with Re in parallel with R naught. that is the output resistance equation. Okay, which is the inverse resistance reflection rule. Here if you see, output resistance was divided by 1 plus beta terms. Actually the input resistance are getting multiplied with 1 plus beta, that is nothing but the resistance reflection rule. Here the resistance is getting divided by 1 plus beta times, which is called as inverse resistance reflection rule. And also we are going to get the current gain of the amplifier circuit. The current gain is a ratio of output current to the input current. Okay, from this equivalent circuit the output current is IE and the input current is II. Okay, now we are going to get the input current II. Okay, so in order to get the II, I am going to apply the current division rule at the base node. Okay, therefore IB current is equal to, okay, IB current is the current flowing in R pi resistance that can be found by using the current division rule. Here I pi is the total current, applied current, and opposite resistance is R1 parallel R2 divided by the total resistance R1 parallel R2 plus RIB, the input resistance of our amplifier circuit. Okay, and we know that the output current, okay, I naught is equal to what? That is the sum of the two currents, IB current and beta IB current. Okay, if you take IB as common, I naught will be equal to 1 plus beta into IB, and instead of IB I am going to substitute this equation. Okay, so I naught is equal to 1 plus beta into R1 parallel R2 divided by R1 parallel R2 plus RIB into II. That is the I naught equation. Okay, now we are going to write the load current in terms of the I naught. Okay, so here the load current is IE, which is flowing in the emitter resistance RE. Okay, therefore the IE will be equal to, IE is the current in the resistance RE, right? Therefore here also we are going to apply the current division rule at the emitter node. The applied current is I naught into opposite resistance. We need to get the current in the RE resistance, therefore opposite resistance is R naught. Therefore R naught divided by the total resistance RE plus R naught, that is the output current IE. Okay, that is represented in terms of the I naught current equation. Therefore the current gain AI will be equal to IE divided by II. Therefore IE can be written as, IE is equal to I naught into R naught by, okay, what is I naught? This one is the I naught current equation. Okay, so 1 plus beta into R1 parallel R2 divided by R1 parallel R2 plus RIB into, so this term R naught by R naught plus RE into II we have, that II will get cancelled with the denominator II. Okay, this is the current gain equation for the CC amplifier. And in this equation we are going to assume that the parallel combination of R1 parallel R2 is very much greater than RIB, input resistance of our amplifier. Hence we can neglect the value of RIB. Therefore R1 parallel R2 in the numerator and R1 parallel R2 in the denominator will get cancelled. And also we are assuming that the small R naught is very much greater than the RE, emitter resistance. Therefore RE can be neglected, R naught will get cancelled. The current gain will approximately equal to 1 plus beta, that is the current gain of the CC amplifier. Now we are going to see one problem on a CC amplifier. This is the CC amplifier circuit what they have given for the problem, and we are going to calculate the small signal voltage gain of an emitter follower circuit for the circuit shown in the figure, and assuming that the transistor parameters are beta is equal to 100 and VB is equal to 0.7 and VA is equal to 80 volts. Okay, so from the DC analysis of this circuit we can calculate ICEQ is equal to 0.793 and VCEQ is equal to 3.4 volts. We already know how to do the DC analysis by applying KVL, and from this one we can calculate the small signal input resistance R pi is equal to VT beta divided by ICEQ. VT is equal to volt equivalent temperature, that is 26 millivolts in the room temperature. 0.026 into beta is 100 and ICQ is equal to 0.793. Therefore the R pi value we can calculate as 3.28 kilo ohms, and the GM, the transconductance gain, that is equal to ICQ divided by VT. ICQ value is 0.793 and Vt value is 26 millivolts. Therefore, we can get the GM as 30.5 milliamperes per volt. And the small signal output resistance will be equal to VA divided by ICQ. The early voltage was given as 80 divided by ICQ. We got it as 100 kilo ohms. Okay, and RIB is the input resistance, that will be equal to 3.28 plus 1 plus beta, which is equal to R pi plus 1 plus beta into R naught parallel RE. Okay, here R naught is 100 kilo ohms, beta is equal to 100, R pi is 3.28 and RE value was given as 2 kilo ohms. Okay, so we can get the input resistance as 201 kilo ohms, and Ri, the input resistance including biasing, is R1 parallel, R2 parallel, RIB. Okay, here R1 is 50 kilo ohms and R2 also 50 kilo ohms. So 50 parallel 201, which will be equal to 22.2 kilo ohms. That is the input resistance, and the voltage gain will be equal to 1 plus beta into R naught parallel RE divided by R pi plus 1 plus beta into R naught parallel RE into Ri divided by Ri plus Rs. Okay, that is equal to 0.5. Rs is equal to 0.5. After substituting this, we can get the voltage gain as 0.692. That is the maximum voltage gain of our amplifier circuit. Now we are going to get the input resistance RIB, so which we have already calculated, which is equal to 201, and the input resistance including biasing resistance will be equal to 22.2 kilo ohms. The output resistance R0 is equal to R pi divided by 1 plus beta parallel with Re parallel R0. After substituting these values, we can get the R0 as 32 ohms. Okay, that is the value of output resistance. So this is about the common collector amplifier circuit, which is also called as emitter follower. Okay, from this analysis we can understand that the voltage gain of the common collector amplifier is approximately equal to 1. Okay, it does not provide any voltage gain for the input signal. In the next class, we are going to see about the common base amplifier circuit.